What's good, everyone? RFG's back at it today to go over the situation that's been going on in Syria for the past week. I believe so. I've been getting a lot of people messaging me on social media and through email, and they were basically requesting me to touch on this topic. A lot of people are talking about it right now, and I'm gonna get straight to the point in this lecture. I've been very busy, this past couple of weeks, so I haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of videos, but I'm gonna break it down like no other. So just stay tuned, okay? I'm basically gonna let you guys know that every single time the United States goes to war, with a particular country, especially in the last 20 to 30 years, that country has certain ancient structures there, okay, that are basically holding certain crystals underground, okay? These structures in these countries have an underground bed of crystals that produce a vortex field around the structure. Okay, this is exactly what's going on in Sedona, Arizona. Look up Sedona, Arizona. There's certain anomalies that go on in that area of Arizona, okay, where certain people are affected psychologically and spiritually from the energies there, and it's coming from a crystal bed under the Sedona vortex, okay? So I'm going to show you the last 7 wars that the United States was involved in and the real reason for that, okay? Okay, this article, I want you guys to look up an article that was posted February 3rd, 2016 on Google. And I want you to put in Ukraine, okay? Why the World War III over Ukraine? Put that in on Google. This is what's going to come up. One of the oldest pyramids ever found, okay, was under the surface of a particular city in Ukraine. When that pyramid was found and excavated, extraterrestrial mummies were found in those pyramid chambers. Let me repeat. Do you guys remember back in 2014 when Russia took Ukraine over? Ladies and gentlemen, that was only for the pyramid structure that was found under the surface of Ukraine, and the crystals were harvested that were laying underneath that pyramid structure. Also, there were extraterrestrial mummies found in those pyramid chambers in Ukraine. Okay, so all this bullshit about, we're going to war to fight terrorism, and we're going to war because of the Rothschild banks and the money and the oil. Don't get me wrong. Oil and paper money does play a factor in these wars. But what I'm telling you today is, when you talk about oil and money, paper money, that is absolutely dog shit compared to the energy, okay, and the artifacts being produced by these ancient pyramids and these crystal beds under the pyramid structures, okay? These particular crystals can allow people to reach immortality. These certain crystals under these pyramids can easily cure cancer, Ebola, AIDS, all of that. Okay? Your government, the individuals controlling your government are goddamn warlocks. They're warlocks. The Knights of Malta, warlocks, criminals. And they spark up bullshit trouble and bullshit inside jobs, false flag attacks to invade countries, okay? To basically excavate their pyramid structure and harvest the crystals lying underneath those pyramid structures, okay? So like I said, look up an article that was posted February 3rd, 2016, Ukraine, why the World War III over Ukraine. And it'll come up. One of the oldest pyramid structures ever found under the surface of Ukraine. Extraterrestrial mummies were found in those pyramid chambers. They actually have the video to prove it, okay? And it doesn't look like there's any altering or any Photoshop in that video whatsoever. So watch it very carefully, okay? Number 2, Iraq. Iraq after 9/11. After 9/11 popped off, the United States government decided to invade Iraq, okay? What was so significant about Iraq? Iraq had a pyramid structure that was extremely old, over 9,000 years old, and it was known as the ziggurat. The ziggurat. If you think I'm bullshitting, just type it in on Google and see what comes up. Put in the ziggurat pyramids, okay? Put in the ziggurat pyramids. This is exactly why they took Saddam Hussein out of power and why they decided to change Iraq's government. They were after the ziggurat structures, and they harvested those goddamn crystals under the ziggurat structures. Go look it up. Go look it up before you call me crazy. Go look it up. Afghanistan. Okay. Then from 2003 to 2005, we decided to go after the quote unquote Taliban in Afghanistan. Okay. So what's significant about Afghanistan? Well, I want you to look up these particular structures known as the Bamiyan pyramid structures. Bamiyan, that's B-A-M-I-Y-A-N. B-A-M-I-Y-A-N. The Bamiyan pyramid structures under the surface of Afghanistan. Under those pyramid structures, okay, our United States government stole and harvested those sarcophagi and those crystals. Under all of these pyramid structures, okay, they open the sarcophagus, the sarcophagi of our ancient ancestors. Okay, that's bringing up demon spirits into this realm. And they also steal the crystals. Okay, they harvest the crystals. Just go look it up, ladies and gentlemen. If you think it's bullshit, go look it up. Every single goddamn war in the past 20 years, the country we invaded had ancient pyramid structures which had a giant crystal bed under those pyramids. Uh-oh. Let's go to Libya and why they tried to take out, or they did take out Muammar Gaddafi. Not only did Muammar Gaddafi try to make his own money, currency, African currency, that would have bankrupted the United States dollar, okay, Libya has its own set of pyramids known as the Esther Kofod. The Esther Kofod pyramids. Go look it up. Okay? So when they took Gaddafi out of power, the goddamn warlocks, okay, paid a visit to the Esther Kofod pyramids and harvested all of those goddamn crystals. Okay? Just like the damn Voltron movie. Just like the Voltron movie. This earth we live on is in control of extraterrestrials. It's in control, okay, by extraterrestrials that live in inner earth, and what they do is they harvest crystals for more power. Just look up the cartoon Voltron if you think it's bullshit. That's who's controlling the show, people. That's who's controlling the show. All this, oh yeah, the Taliban and ISIS and Afghanistan and the terrorism and all these attacks, and we're gonna take over their countries with these Rothschild banks and gonna take the oil. No, people, it's way deeper. It all goes back to the pyramid structures and the crystal beds under these pyramids, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Uh-oh. So we talked about Libya, that situation that went on in 2011. So let's go back to Somalia, where they made the movie The Black Hawk Down. They made the movie Black Hawk Down about what went on in Somalia in the late 80s, I believe. Okay? Just go look up the ancient land of Punt. the ancient land of Punt, P-U-N-T, the ancient land of Punt. Okay? That's why we invaded Somalia, not for nobody's goddamn freedom. Okay? It's so these goddamn bastards, these warlocks, these homosexual, pedophilic warlocks, go and raid these pyramid structures and steal the crystal beds underneath these pyramid structures, plain and simple. So the only reason our government invaded Somalia in the late 80s was because of the ancient land of Punt, which had their pyramid structures, and our government went behind the scenes, okay, and stole those crystal beds under those pyramids. Okay, the Somalian land of Punt is they're Somalian mound-like pyramids. They're mound-like pyramids. Go look it up. Okay? But now Iran's the bad guy, right? According to the Zionist Jews in the media, Iran is the bad guy. Iran is the bad guy. But if you do your research on Iran, Iran has these pyramid structures known as the ziggurat pyramids, which are older than 9,000 years old. Okay, so just like Iraq with the ziggurat pyramids there's also ziggurat pyramids in Iran. And you better believe that the Zionist Jews are gonna try their best and sacrifice millions for the goddamn crystals. Millions to harness that goddamn pyramid crystal energy. Okay? Everybody out here thinks it's a joke. They think it's a joke. Keep thinking it's a joke. Okay? If let's see if you think it's a joke when one of your fucking family members gets drafted to one of these bullshit wars just so the Green Beret government can go behind the scenes and steal these crystals from these fucking pyramid structures. Okay? Keep thinking it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We got all these people dying in these wars overseas, and they're telling you, oh, it's because of the bombing. It's because of the chemical attack. It's because you know what I'm saying? The paper dollar. The paper dollar is a fucking illusion. Yeah, the oil is important, but it ain't shit compared to the pyramids and the crystal beds underneath those pyramids. And those pyramids also are holding our ancient ancestors' wisdom of the cosmos and the universe. So every time one of these pyramids gets raided in a war by the secret government, okay, a piece of our ancient ancestors' history and knowledge of the cosmos gets stolen. Okay? So that's what these wars are about. Iran had crystal beds under the ziggurat pyramids. So we're planning to go to war with Iran to spark World War III. Okay? Somalia, same thing. The land of Punt. Mound-like pyramids in Somalia. Libya, the Esther Kofod. Okay, those old pyramids. Syria, okay? We're going to war with Syria now. We've been trying to go to war with Syria for the past 3 years. Okay, Afghanistan, the Bamiyan pyramids, and these other ziggurat pyramids are in Iraq. But when we talk about Syria, there are 6 large pyramid structures there, just like the pyramids of Giza. Let me repeat. In Syria, there are 6 large pyramid structures that are just like the pyramids of Giza, but they're smaller. Okay? They're aligned the same way. They're just smaller. They're just smaller in stature. Go look it up. We are under the control of goddamn warlocks and witches. Okay? Warlocks, not sorcerers, because if they were sorcerers, they would go to the one true source for their wisdom and knowledge and enlightenment on their life's mission. Okay? They're using our ancestors' wisdom and energy for chaos and warfare, so they're warlocks. They keep humanity locked in warfare, so they're warlocks. Okay? That's the Knights of Malta for you. That's the Black Pope who really runs the white pope. Okay, the white pope is really nothing. He's really just a front man, just a puppet like the president. The real pope is the black pope. The real people controlling things in the Vatican are the Knights of Malta. Okay, the British, also the British royal family, and the state of Zionist Israel. Okay, that's the triple-headed monster in this world that are causing these catastrophes all over the world, causing these false flags. It is all to harness the goddamn crystals under the pyramid structures, just like the goddamn cartoon Voltron. Okay? And now that I'm talking about cartoons, let's talk about some movies. Let's talk about some movies. Okay? The Star Wars episode 4, A New Hope. Star Wars episode 4, A New Hope. Luke's planet of Tatooine had 2 suns. Luke's planet Tatooine had 2 suns. The Predator movie. The Predator movie. Where did the Predator come from? Yautja Prime. Yautja Prime. The home planet of the pyramids. Yautja Prime had 2 suns. Had 2 suns. Okay? The movie Pitch Black. The movie Pitch Black. With Vin Diesel. Okay? The home planet in Pitch Black had 2 suns. Had 2 suns. Okay? There's your 2 suns symbology right in front of your eyes. I've been getting a lot of text messages and messages through social media of people showing me pictures from California of 2 suns in the sky. I'm going to show that on my next video, so just stay tuned. Okay? I want everybody else to know that the deities in Kemet, Ra, and Horus are 2 completely separate deities. Let me repeat. The 2 deities symbolizing the sun in ancient Kemet, Ra and Horus, were 2 completely different deities. These 2 deities, Ra and Horus, were never merged until after Kemet was taken over by the Ptolemies. So basically the Greeks went in there and said, wait a second, why do these people have 2 sun gods? There's only 1 sun. There's only 1 sun. Why do they have 2 sun gods? There's only 1 sun, so there should be only 1 sun god. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, if you do your research, before the Ptolemies took over Kemet, there was 2 separate sun gods, which means that our ancient Kemetic ancestors knew that there was 2 separate suns in the goddamn sky. One was known as Ra. The other one was known as Horus. The one known as Horus was the one we see in our horizon every day. That's why they called it Horus, because it was the one responsible for what we see at our horizon. The one we usually see, Horus, the sun. Horus, Haru, the sun of the Syria star constellation. Okay? The Virgin Mary is the Sirius star constellation, and Horus is her son. The star Horus comes from Sirius. Now, when we look at Ra, that is that completely masculine energy of Ra, where we get the word rage and radiation. Okay? When Ra comes back around, okay, in its radius, and it comes back for the rapture, R-A, it's going to wreak havoc on this planet, and it's going to shoot radiation in the Earth's atmosphere, which is going to cause the Earth's magnetic field to die off. Okay? All these scientists are like, why is the Earth's magnetic field dying off? What's up with these damn water levels rising across the planet? That's Ra coming back. That's Nibiru coming back. That's the second sun on its way back to cause another pole shift, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So our ancient ancestors knew there was 2 suns in the sky. One is Horus, one is Ra. One is responsible for what we see at our horizon every day. The other one is responsible for coming back every 10 to 13,000 years and bringing his rage and radiation, okay, which causes an event known as the rapture coming from Ra. That's Ra coming back with raw power, raw anger, rage, radiation. Okay? Profound knowledge, profound information. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG movement and Atlantean movement. Share this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It's the chosen